I remember that the first time I got exposed to truly masculine discipline was in summer of 2021. When my parents convinced me to start exercising, they said, "Hey TR, wouldn't it look amazing on you if you had some nice biceps? Imagine your legs getting bigger and bigger. Imagine how nice your abs would look if you just worked them out a little bit, hmm?" And from that point, I made a promise to myself that I was gonna exercise every single day. And guess what? The 14-year-old, depressed, anxiety-full kid that I was, he managed to pull it off. For the next 2 years, he didn't miss any day. He probably missed 3, but that was only when he was really sick. I remember there was this one time, it was in early 2022, when I got so sick that I literally started barfing my stomach acid out. Yeah, and that was one day when I didn't exercise. Now, of course, I was exposed to discipline way back when I was younger, with homework and talking to other people, but that isn't truly masculine discipline that I'm talking about. A masculine discipline is when you decide to do it yourself and you use it on your self-improvement journey towards the 3 big desires of men. And these are health, wealth, and relationships. If you find some good habits that will bring you slowly but surely to achieving success in these 3 big desires, and you do them consistently every single day, then that's masculine discipline. And as I was getting serious on my self-improvement journey in summer of 2023, I wanted to know what these masculine habits were. And so I started to look on the male influencer stage of YouTube, and I stumbled upon many good habits that I still do to this day. Like meditation, journaling, gratitude journaling, exercising, which I was even doing by that point, but I, enhanced it by starting to go to the gym, for example. Then, for example, adventuring, and then there's also cold approaching and warm approaching people, just enhancing the relationships that you already have and the relationships that you want to have with the people around you. And it didn't take long for me to get used to these good habits, especially meditation. I had no problem doing meditation at any time of the day. However, for the first 2 months that I was on self-improvement, which is basically the entirety of summer, I had quite the trouble of sticking to these good habits. Yeah, sure, I would do them, but I didn't have a specific time in the day where I would do them. And you know what happens when you want to achieve success, but you have no plan that you follow every single day? It just becomes all messy. Imagine if you went to school tomorrow and instead of the teachers just, following the regular table of lessons that they give you every single day, imagine if they just told you to study. Just, "Hey kids, pull out your notebooks and just, I don't know, study about meiosis and stuff like that, I don't know." And now just imagine if the teachers came in and out randomly and they didn't stick for the entirety of 45 minutes, but instead taking turns. Basically, one of them will come for 10 minutes, the other one for 30 minutes. Yeah, it would just become messy. And that's what I was doing in summer of 2023. Yeah, sure, I was doing the good habits. I was doing the lessons. I was learning about them, like I told you in the example. But I had a really hard time of actually getting myself to do them. And why? Because I didn't have that daily routine. I didn't divide my entire day into sections where I would do those good habits. And so, in September of 2023, I learned about the concept of a morning routine, and that's when everything changed for me for the better. I divided my entire day into a morning, midday, and nightly routine. And what I did was, I dedicated the morning and nightly routine to the good habits that will enhance my health, and the midday routine to habits that would enhance my wealth and relationships. So here's how it goes. I wake up in the morning, I exercise for a little bit, I do some push-ups, I do a plank, I do some curls, and I also work out my neck a little bit. Then I of course do the gratitude journaling and meditation, and then after all of that is done, it takes me like 30 minutes to complete it. It is not that long. I move on to my midday routine, and that's when I read books, when I, for example, work on this YouTube channel, and this is also the same time where I go cold approaching people in, for example, Discord servers, or if I have the chance, in real life. And of course, while I'm visiting my family members, or we are at a family friend's house, then I make sure to warm approach or to cold approach some people. And then, like 1.5 hours before I go to sleep, I journal a little bit to collect my thoughts and to work them out. I also write down the new knowledge that I have learned. I go to shower, and then I plan the entire next day. This is when I, for example, think about the video that I'm going to be recording on the next day. But I make sure to relax as much as possible during this last hour of the day, because of course I'm preparing to sleep, and I want to sleep the most efficiently. And this is how it goes, over and over and over again, every single day. Even when I go to school, I make sure to not relapse on this daily routine. Because bro, when it comes to homework, or this YouTube channel, or any kind of task in general, I have built up so much fucking discipline with this daily routine that I can do it effortlessly. I just say to myself, so when will I do the task, for example? And I just say, oh, after my morning routine, I need to get it done fast. Like for example with these YouTube videos, I do them every single day when I complete my morning routine. And you can just look at the consistency of this YouTube channel, how amazing it has been for the past like 80 days. And that's because I subconsciously rewired myself. I rewired my brain to actually enjoy doing it. Even when I don't feel like it and when I need to use my discipline, I still do it just for the sake of progress. And plus, because it gives me free discipline XP. Because the more discipline that you have, the easier you will get anything done. Even when you don't feel like it. Even on your most lazy days, you will still try to hit that workout. Because you know that it will benefit you in the long run. You will still want to meditate. Even when your head fucking hurts, you will still want to take that conscious breath. Even if you're totally shy. Even if the last time that you spoke to a human being was when you were in kindergarten, you will still want to cold approach someone new and start a conversation with them. Because your discipline demands it. So yeah, discipline helps me a lot in my self-improvement journey. Because without it, I would never get so consistent on it. I would never get consistent at meditation, so I wouldn't have my attention span finally fixed. I wouldn't be disciplined enough to go to the gym every single weekend. I wouldn't be disciplined enough to make new friends. And worst of all, I would have nothing to live for. Because self-improvement finally gave me something to live for. Without discipline, I wouldn't be able to force myself to constantly think about the different life lessons that I can get from every single situation. So I would have never realized that the best source of knowledge is books. And I would still stick to watching fucking high dopamine YouTube videos that give me no value in return. And best of all, discipline is the fuel that keeps me going, even in the hardest times. Even when it is fucking dark outside, I still go. Even in the depths of winter, I still go outside to hug the cherry tree that we have in our backyard. Because it is a good habit that I used to do when I was little. And my grandma, before she passed away, used to tell me that when you hug a tree, it will give you its energy. And so I just do it in her memory every single day. And I've been doing it for the past year. I have been disciplining myself enough to do it. Not because just in her memory, but because it makes me feel nice. It makes me also connect with my childhood self. It also makes me connect with the younger version of myself, my inner child. that is being suppressed by my adult version, who wants to be mature, who doesn't like to play, who wants to be constantly serious. Yeah, you need to have some kind of discipline in your life. I don't care if it's disciplining yourself to do a good habit that will improve your mental health. If it is a business work, or if it is your homework, or talking to the people around you, you need at least some kind of discipline in these three big desires of men that we've been talking about. And you need to stick to it consistently every single day. You literally need to be fucking glued to it. You literally need to tunnel vision your goals, even years into the future. And yeah, I know that every time when you set a goal, the first 6 months, you will see no signs of progress, no signs of delayed gratification, but trust me, the J-curve will eventually come. And then you won't have to use up your precious discipline anymore. Although by that point, it will be leveled up so much that you will barely use any of it compared to what you were doing 6 months ago. But after those 6 months, after you've done the grind, the hardest work, and you finally get some taste of the delayed gratification of, for example, the first girl finally not finding you creepy and actually wanting to talk to you, and possibly even wanting to be your friend, after you make your first couple of cents online, after you can finally focus on the people that you're talking with, after you've finally seen the first pound of muscle growth, bro, that's when the discipline will turn into motivation. And that's exactly what happened to me. For the first 7 months of my self-improvement journey, I was using up so much of my precious discipline that literally in the winter I wanted to quit so many times because I just saw no point in continuing. But no, I disciplined myself enough. I still did the hard work. I never gave up because I understood the law of delayed gratification. And that's how discipline changed my life. It made me focus back on the thought that you may be one cold approach away from meeting a high quality woman. You may be one video away from actually getting success. You may be one meditation session away from finally fixing your attention span. You may be one gym session away from getting a V-taper and finally having some muscle. You see, discipline is an energy, and you use up this energy when you don't feel like doing something, when you don't feel like doing the hard work. And so, the way that you get more discipline is that you literally make yourself a militarily styled morning, midday, and nightly routine, and you implement some powerful good habits that will benefit you in the long run into every single one of these routines. And trust me, I know that in the first month, it will be so draining to your discipline, but eventually your discipline will skyrocket. Eventually the dam will break, and you will have so much discipline that you will literally read books even after you relapse on your nofap streak of how much you fapped per month. That's literally how disciplined you will become. Because of course, we all know how it feels like to have the post-nut clarity of just wanting to, lay down and just relax. And you will, in that relaxation session, when you don't feel like it, you will grab that book and you will start reading it. That's how insane your discipline will get. Because discipline is a muscle, and the more that you drain it, the more that you weaken it, the stronger it will recover and it will be. And so that's why self-improvement is so great for discipline. Because once you have the discipline, you will literally do inhuman physical feats. Like for example, of course I have to redirect you to the discipline god himself, David Goggins, and of course to his book, Can't Hurt Me. That is one of the most important books that every man should read on self-improvement. It is in fact one of the first 4 books that I read on self-improvement. It tells you the complete story of how he went from a child that didn't even know how to write at the age of 15, I think, to a complete inhuman runner who literally ran 300 kilometers in less than 48 hours. You need to read his books. It will truly pay off. And plus, they also have actionable steps, so that you don't just shallowly read it and get nothing from it. Okay? You need to have some kind of discipline activity in your day-to-day life. Because not just your self-improvement journey, but your life in general will get easier. You'll find out that, oh yeah, I need to pay my taxes again. That you won't just relapse on it. That you won't just delay it no longer. No, the second that you remember it, you will go and do it. Okay? And if you want to get motivated on your self-improvement journey, even in these first 6 months, well, it will look like progress will never come. If you want to get closer to high-value men who share the same values as you, who share the same likes and dislikes, who have the same goals as you, who are working tirelessly on themselves every single day to become the best version of themselves, and with whom you can be in a healthy competition with, they will literally light a fire under your ass to keep going. Then you can join our Discord clan in the description. We are men who are taking self-improvement seriously, and we work on ourselves tirelessly to become the best version of ourselves. And so, if you find that interesting, and if you want to grow with us, and leave the 99% of people behind, and finally, harness your true potential, then you can join us and grow like there's no tomorrow. We will get you on the right path. And don't worry, I know that you'll find your place in there, and I know that you'll be a powerful asset to us, okay? So please consider it. You can like the video, you can subscribe if you like, join the email list in the description and get yourself a free ebook about mindfulness. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most and which part of the video you will implement in your daily life. Don't forget to join the clan, you're still invited, and become a part of the family. Don't forget to do some discipline activity in your day-to-day life. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you